happens once inside the brain. No one knows what happens once inside the brain. No one knows what happens once inside the brain. No one knows what happens once inside the brain. No one knows what happens once inside the brain. No one knows what happens once inside the brain. No one knows what happens once inside the brain. No one knows what happens once inside the brain. No one knows what happens once inside the brain. No one knows what happens once inside the brain.
Memory. My memory is terrible. It's terrible. So everything is my fault because I forget. I've told them countless of times that I've got a bad memory. Sometimes I just feel like they think I'm using it as an excuse. But it's not my fault. It's just, it doesn't feel that I get a lot of the blame for stuff, and that just put me down a lot. But sometimes we'll come over and say that I'm slow.
Why did you say that?
I thought I had to be in a wheelchair. That's how I felt. I had to be pushed around in a wheelchair at the hospital when I went for my scans and stuff. And then I literally felt this is me for the rest of my life, in this wheelchair. I had to look at myself. Sorry, I forgot to mention this before, because things are coming back to me now. The first time I looked at myself in the mirror, I was like, literally my face was drooping. I had hair falling out, literally had one eye closed. I looked pretty horrible. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Boo.
Boo.
No need to cry. It was only a joke. We're gonna have such an adventure today, Molly. I've planned lots of exciting activities for us to do. What's that? Okay. Why did the banana go to the doctor's?
I don't know. Why did the banana go to the doctor's?
Because it wasn't peeling very well. So, what I'd like to do today is to take you to that cafe we really like. Yeah, that one. Then we could lay in bed and watch some telly with all the pillows, and then we could make a fort. What's that? Of course we can. Then we can try and get into Daddy's stuff. We almost made it last time until you got frightened by Chester. Well, he's nice to me. Well, probably because I've known him for ages. Are you even listening to me? Fine, one more, Molly, and that's it. I can't tell that one. I got in trouble last time. Okay, but you'll have to whisper it. Good morning, class. Today we're going to learn about diseases. Can anyone give me a sentence containing the word...
Everyone will want to know him. Our little miracle baby.
Our little miracle.
Hush, baby girl. That is. There's no need to cry. There's no need to fear. I'll hold your hand and cross my heart. I promise you, baby girl. You'll never be alone. I'll hold you close every second of the day. I'll hold your hand for a life away. For love I can give. I'm sure that you live. Hear your breath. Feel your beat. Together, this cancer we will defeat.
I'm working so hard to save our baby's life.
Come on, let's get out of bed.
Do I really have to go to bed?
Same thing we do every night, Dionne.
Do I have to stay here till morning?
Until the light from the sun wakes.
Even if I'm already up?
Good night, Dionne.
Story, please.
Can't tonight, darling. There's so much we have to do. Okay.
Okay.
Which one do you want?
One of my books.
No, and not that one.
Can I pick one?
Okay.
I'll take this little case of drinks.
Good night, my little baby. I love you.
Love you.
Right. Snuggle in. The next place that I go. The next place that I go will be as peaceful and familiar as a sleepy summer Sunday on a sweet, untroubled mind. And yet, it won't be anything like any other place I've ever been, or seen, or even dreamed of, in the place I leave behind. I won't know where I'm going, and I won't know where I've been, as I tumble through the always, and look back toward the when. I'll glide beyond the rainbows, I'll drift above the sky, I'll fly into the wonder, without ever wondering why. I won't remember getting there, somehow I just arrived, but I know that I belong there, and will feel much more alive than I ever felt before. I will be absolutely free of the things I held on to, that were holding on to me. The next place that I go will be so quiet and so still, the whispered song of sweet longing will rise up to its fill. The listening sky with joyful silence, and with unheard harmonies, music made by no one playing, in a hush and on breeze. There will be no room for darkness in that living place of light, where an ever-drawing morning pushes back the dying night. The very air will fill with brilliance, as the brightly shining sun, and the moon and 500,000 stars are married into one. The next place that I go won't really be a place at all. There won't be any seasons, winter, summer, spring, or fall. Nor a Monday, nor a Friday, nor December, nor July. And the seconds will be standing still, while hours hurry by. I will not be a boy, or girl, or woman, or man. I'll simply be, just simply me. No worse, or better than. My skin will not be dark, or light. I won't be fat, or tall. The body I once lived in will be part of me at all. I will finally be perfect. I will be without a flaw. I will never make one more mistake or break the smallest law. And the me that was impatient or was angry or unkind will simply be a memory of me I left behind. I will travel empty-handed. There is not a single thing I have collected in my life that I would ever want to bring, except the love of those who loved me and the warmth of those who cared, happiness and memories, and the magic that we shared. Though I will know the joy of solitude, I'll never be alone. I'll be embraced by all the family and friends I never knew. Although I might not see their faces, all our hearts will beat as one, and the circle of our spirits will shine brighter than the sun. I will cherish all the friendship I was fortunate to find, all the love and all the laughter in the place that I leave behind. All these good things will go with me. They will make my spirit glow, and that light will shine forever in the next place that I go. Right, now like you promised, get yourself a doctor, which is why Daddy became a doctor. Okay. You promise? Let me clean you up. When you're feeling these surges, ignore the urges to seek solace in the dark of night. Or feeling blue without a clue of the consequences without clear sight. I love you and she does too. We'd be nothing in life without you.
Everything you promised me. Everything you promised her. You dirty little liar. I would have left you years ago if it wasn't for your mum. Our little miracle.
How long?
Why?
You're lying.
How many times have you promised us a better life?
A better life than you appreciate the one you have.
What good is working hard when you never see us? Our child is ill. Do you even care?
I work hard for this family. I tried to save her.
How many times have I heard? I'm so sorry.
Can't we just sit down and talk like adults? I'm burning the candle at both ends here.
And you know what? So do I. You know what? Been thinking about something new. Yeah, said it. And I enjoy it.
But you know what? I'd like an actual bit of compassion.
You want compassion? How about looking after your extremely ill daughter day in, day out? She's not your burden, she's mine.
How very dare you. As if I don't care for Dionne.
Your lack of attendance tells a different tale.
I want to be home every day with the both of you. Do you know what it feels to see your daughter once a week?
It was advised by the court.
What, that she isn't allowed to spend more than one day with the actual
Because
dad?
you're a devil.
You bring up the devil in me. Always have and always will. I just love watching her grow without me.
You don't deserve us.
I gave you what you wanted, and you prayed against it. What do you think would happen to me? I've dedicated everything to you. I've given you my life.
Your counsels. This is all your fault.
You have no idea what I've given up to be with you.
You idiot! No!
Mummy and Daddy often talk loud to each other. It's been happening a lot recently. I wish it wouldn't, because it's almost Christmas, and they'll scare Santa Claus away if they keep being naughty. My mummy says this could be my last Christmas, but I don't know what she means. Maybe it's my illness.
What do you mean,
My daddy says I was born with it, and that it was slowly taking over me. But I'm pretty sure it wasn't, because I'm a person, not a toy puppet, so they couldn't take over me. But I think that's why Mummy and Daddy talk loud to each other, all the time. They're scared in case I become a puppet. I don't mind as long as my nose doesn't grow like Pinocchio's.
That would be funny. If your nose grew, maybe you'd get a cute little cricket friend.
You're the only friend I need.
How does your dad
can remember, but they weren't normal headaches as you couldn't get rid of them. I took tablets and stuff, but that didn't work. At first I got told by my daddy that it was a migraine.
A classic migraine?
A really bad headache. Then I started to be violently sick and having nosebleeds, and I fell asleep quite a lot.
That's awful. Give me a hug. I bet your mummy and daddy are really sad.
It's just awful, isn't it? All this fuss over little me. But my daddy said he was certain you could get rid of it. When I went to the hospital, my daddy told me that I had ependymoma on the fourth ventricle on the back of my head.
Do you think this is why your mummy and daddy talk loud?
I think so. It's all my fault that they are sad at each other, and that with being violently sick all the time, I was dizzy quite a lot. My balance isn't very good. After I broke Mummy's finger one day, they took me out of dance school, which made me really sad.
You could always dance in your room, Dee Dee.
you under general anaesthetic, so nothing until she wakes. To which she would be a credit. The worst day of her life. Tubes everywhere.
I wish only I could.
To which she would have to undergo weeks, months.
I couldn't even walk for 3 days. I couldn't even sleep when lying down. Couldn't move. Literally. One nurse would move my head like that because I couldn't even move my head either. They would move my head for me like that and started saying stuff to me. I just couldn't do it. It was too painful. It turns out I was going to be in hospital for 2 weeks. I had to see a physiotherapist and an occupational therapist. Physio to try and help me walk again, move my muscles. The occupational therapist was teaching how to do normal stuff. The normal stuff. But at the start it was simple. English and maths questions to get my brain working. At the time it was really hard. I was so young. I couldn't even put words together.
20,
19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12,
11,
10, 9, 8,
7,
6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It was an optician who found it behind my eye. Obviously, he seen that it was blocking the sac of fluid that was causing the pressure. He saved my life, basically. Well, first of all, me and my mum got sent to the hospital. We had to wait about 6 hours, and after I got seen, I didn't get told straight away. I got sent to this strange ward. Then they showed me this x-ray and they said, you've got a tumour, and put it up on the wall and said, you've got a tumour. They were quite reassuring about it and said, look, we're pretty certain that we're going to be able to get rid of it. At first, I suppose I wasn't really scared. It just didn't sink in. To be honest, it just didn't sink in. At first, I was like, this is gonna... It's hard to explain. At first, you don't really realise how serious it is until it actually comes to the operation. Basically, they cut open the top of my head, just remove it, took the whole thing out. They told me afterwards that they took the whole thing out.
balanced for the world. Or so I thought. I was young and naive. As religion came, I was vanquished. The good book had made me powerless. He created many children of disease. I never loved any of them. I had overseen many evils in my life, but none as destructive as what cancer became. I am a man of wisdom, a most trusted member of society. I was blessed from birth with an excellent mind and an attention to detail. Like this whiskey, for example. Vodka, I mean. 40%. 25 years old. Ah, no, I didn't see you there. Thank you. Darren Sterling, 20 years. Has no previously recorded illness. No need for any treatment at this stage. The man is a pinch of fine. Come in. Ah, hello, Darren. Good to see you again. Hope you're well. You see, I have some bad news, I'm afraid. Your test results show that it's terminal. I'm so sorry. There's nothing you can do now but pray and tell him. The only thing now to do is to go enjoy your life while you can before it ends. Go and do the things you want, for there are no consequences. Go. Die. Now stop. I know what you're thinking. I'm a devil for a reason, you know. But please don't judge me on this. I'm civilized with whom I kill these days. This man had the potential to be a killer. I foresaw it with my very own eye. But he had my thoughts anyway. Bye, Darren. The feeling was amazing. The adrenaline, such amazement. I never felt more alive in all my life. I was no longer a man in the shadows. I could do as I pleased. I chose who to kill and who to let live. Johnny Slop, it's terminal. Mary Coulson, you're going to die. It just escalated from there. I became so accustomed to delivering bad news, I felt as if I was doing stand-up, because it was hilarious, seeing their faces of fear. Oh. My apologies. Michael Peters, you're going to die. Best not tell your mother, of course he told his mother. It just escalated from there. Things were going great. And then, everything about her drew me closer. The smell, the complexion. She was as lively as the moon, as delicate as the spring flower. Is this love? Oh, I still don't know. I think I still love her.
Hello? Hello? Mummy? Mummy? Please, I've lost my mummy. Is anyone there?
What's wrong, Dee Dee?
I don't know where I am.
What's the last thing you remember?
Asking this strange man for the time. He said it was 8:30, but that can't be right because you sound different. Like that robot from television.
What's that on your face?
It's a tube. It's in my nose. Just let me pull it.
Let's make it vote. We need shelter.
Yeah, just horrible. I can't even explain it, and my vision, my double vision. I woke up with double vision. sick. I was always in a bad mood.
Dee
Hello?
Dee, don't leave me. Your fate is not so terrible.
I won't leave you. Come out, please. I'm afraid I'm on my own. Molly? Please, don't hurt her.
Help me, Dionne. I'm scared.
You're my best friend. Oh, it's really cold. Really, really cold. I've got to find shelter, Molly. I'll build us a fort until you get back. I'll be here for a while. Molly, I need you.
He says, if you want me, Patsy, first you must give yourself to him.
I don't understand. Molly?
Open yourself up and let him consume you. Only then will I be safe. Don't be the fool. I have made a tea party for you. See? There is your money.
Molly! I've missed you.
You don't move. That's right, Davy. I'm really excited to finally meet you. I have missed you. Please take a seat.
You sound different. You sound scary.
No need to worry. Please be seated. Brothers, sisters, please be seated.
Nice to meet you all.
I have waited a long time and sisters of this.
Don't understand. Molly, what's going on? What is wrong? Where is he? Get out of here.
Peter, why? By the word, disease. I have to live this ugly existence. You're loved. Whoever I can jump with. I gave up on this one. I've spent enough time in here to learn much about him. I look forward to my
after her operation, she complained of double vision. She had permanent double vision and a nystagmus, which is a shudder of the shakes of the eyeball. She had endured 2 operations to try and right this, but they didn't help a great deal. She can always visualise all around her. She had 6 weeks of radiotherapy. That's every day for 6 weeks. Radiation to the brain. There are side effects to this. It can change your personality, affect short-term memory, kill hair follicles. Those are just a few of the symptoms. It definitely changes you and makes you realise the important things in life. Number 1 is your health, especially your child's. They are so precious. Sometimes when I feel down, looking back at what happened, looking at what I've been through, it could have been worse. Other people have had it worse as well. I was in intensive care with someone that had cystic fibrosis. I couldn't see because of my eyes, but I could hear. My mum says they were vacuuming his lungs out. You could hear the vacuum sound. I'm glad I didn't see that. I think it's safe to say that I am very lucky. I suppose I feel thankful that I am still here. I've got problems, but people have it worse off than me. People have it a hell of a lot worse. I suppose sometimes I do feel sorry for myself. I think sometimes I have felt sorry for myself. But it just annoys me when people think I'm using it as an excuse. That just annoys me. Not just using it as an excuse, but I can see why people would say that. They just don't understand.